Now, we do have some breaking news coming into the studio. We understand that the verdict has been reached in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. So let's listen in now on our NBC special report.
Give to us this justifies the confidence that the founders of our country placed in you. So I dismiss you at this time. You're never under any obligation to discuss any aspect of this case with anyone. You're welcome to do so as little or as much as you want. The media have requested, a number of media sources have requested the ability to talk to you, and they have been allowed to present presentations to you that you'll get in writing, and it's entirely up to you whether you want to contact them. They are not to contact you. If anyone does contact you, and just tell them you're not interested in discussing it, if that's the case. And if anyone persists in doing so, report that to us and it will be addressed, I assure you. At the beginning of the trial, there was some concern about information and your safety, and I assure you that we will take every measure to ensure that that is your concerns are addressed and respected. I'm going to talk to you for just a minute, not about anything to do with the case, but just about that sole issue. And you, as I say, you're welcome to discuss the case as little or as much as you want. Any questions, anybody? Thank you so much. And you're after 4 years, you're eligible for service again. It would be my pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
Judge, can you get them all to get upstairs, please?
Yeah, please. Or in the they can sit in the library. It's not going to be more than a minute, or maybe it will be. Yeah, take them upstairs. That's fine. That's fine.
Well, there you have it. The 12-person jury in Kenosha, Wisconsin, has found 18-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty on all 5 charges, including intentional homicide. CBS's Nancy Chen has been covering this trial. She is outside the courthouse in Kenosha, where 500 members of the Wisconsin National Guard are standing by. Nancy, what is the scene like there?
Ben, when that verdict was announced, we heard cheers coming from some of the supporters of Kyle Rittenhouse who have been gathering out here. This is the largest crowd we've seen out here since the trial started. Honks could be heard as some celebrated this news. The verdict, not guilty on all counts. That does mean that Kyle Rittenhouse will shortly walk out of this courtroom and this courthouse. Rittenhouse had been charged with 5 counts related to the events of August 25th, 2020 that led to the deaths of 2 men, as well as another being seriously injured. Rittenhouse had faced potentially life in prison in connection to this for the first degree of intentional homicide if that had been found guilty. Instead, he has been found not guilty on all counts. The jury being thanked right now in that courtroom as Rittenhouse has walked outside at this point. This has been a trial that has enraptured not only the nation, but really the world as it started nearly 3 weeks ago. Deliberations have continued now for about 26 hours over 4 days. Closing arguments in this case were made on Friday, but it has been a very difficult for many weeks, a couple of weeks here, as they've heard from 30 witnesses, more than 30 witnesses, over 8 days of testimony. But in the end, Kyle Rittenhouse found not guilty as he will walk out of that courtroom, Ben.
All right, Nancy Chen, thank you. Let's bring in CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman. Ricky, this is a jury that obviously wrestled with this decision over the course of 4 days. They asked the judge to review some evidence.
Returning back to your news at noon from the NBC special report about the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, who was determined not guilty on all of the charges against him. And the deliberations went on for 4 days. Of course, it was 8 days of trial. Very divisive for the country, so of course they've had National Guard standing by. Now, returning back to your news at noon, we will have a lot of Thanksgiving travel coming up in the season, so ways that you can look out for to make sure that your travel is smooth over the holidays.